In the port of Amsterdam, where the wild seagulls fly, there's a sailor who stands looking out past the sky. The arch of his back and the thrust of his hip are as strong and as proud as the prow of a ship. In the port of Amsterdam, there's a sailor whose face is as withered and cracked as a cobblestone street, and another whose face is as fair as a Christ who visits the sailors that rot in the deep. In the port of Amsterdam, there are sailors in pairs whose only adventures are climbing upstairs, just climbing upstairs and descending again in houses and hotels from China to Spain. In the port of Amsterdam, there are sailors, I'm told, who at 26 years look withered and old. In the bellies of whores, they've spilled out their youth on the long run to nowhere in search of the truth. In the port of Amsterdam, there's a one-legged man who used to go sailing but no longer can, and his tales of the sea grow wilder each year as his guts sail along on a belly of beer. And he yells to the sailor who's sitting alone, for a bottle of beer I'd follow you, oh man, we'd find us some women who smell like the sea. Blonde one for you and a black one for me. In the port of Amsterdam, I stood in the dawn as accordions died and the daylight came on, and I'd seen the blank faces of sailors go by, empty and wide like the wide open sky. And I've cried to the God, wherever he be, who invites the young men to follow the sea, then leaves them alone like a hollowed out shell, condemned to burn up on the seashores of hell. In the port of Amsterdam, 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 goddamn Amsterdam! I have been a rover. I have walked alone, hiked 100 highways, never found a home. Still and all I'm happy. The reason is, you see, once in a while along the way, love's been good to me. There was a girl in Denver before the winter storm. Oh, her arms were tender. Oh, her arms were warm, and she could laugh away the dark clouds, cry away the snow. Seems like only yesterday, as down the road I go. I have been a rover, and I've walked alone, hiked 100 highways, never found a home. Still and all I'm happy. The reason is, you see, once in a while along the way, love's been good to me. There was a girl in Portland before the summer chill. We used to go out courting along October Hill, and she could laugh away the dark clouds, cry away the rain. Seems like only yesterday. Now it's down the road again. I've been over, and I've walked alone, hiked 100 highways, never found a home. Still and all I'm happy. The reason is, you see, once in a while along the way, love's been good to me. For a while, the only earth that Sloopy knew was in her sandbox. 2 rooms on 55th Street were to mate. Every night she'd sit in the window among the avocado plants, waiting for me to come home. My arms full of canned liver and love. We'd talk into the night then, contented, but missing something. She, the earth she never knew. Me, the hills I ran while growing bent. Sloopy should have been a cowboy's cat with prairies to run, not linoleum. And real live catnip mice. No one to depend on but herself. I never told her, but in my mind I was a midnight cowboy even then, riding my imaginary horse down 42nd Street, going off with strangers to live an hour-long cowboy's life, but always coming home to Sloopy, who loved me best. A dozen summers we lived against the world, an island on an island. She'd comfort me with purring. I'd fatten her with smiles. We grew rich on trust, needing not the beach or butterflies. I had a friend named Ben who painted buildings like Ruald men. He went away. My laughter tired Lillian after a time. She found a man who only smiled. But Sloopy stayed and stayed. Winter 1959. Old men walk their dogs. Summer walks so often that their feet leave little pink tracks in the soft gray snow. Women fur on fur, elegant and easy, only slightly pure. Hailing cabs take them round the block and back. Who is not a love seeker when December comes? Even children pray to Santa Claus. I had my own love safe at home, and yet I stayed out all one night. The next day, too. They must have thought me crazy, screaming, "Sloopy, Sloopy," as the snow came falling down around me. I was a madman to have stayed away 1 minute more than the appointed hour. I'd like to think a golden cowboy snatched her from the windowsill, and safely saddlebagged she rode to Arizona. She's stalking lizards in the cactus now, perhaps, bitter but free. I'm bitter too, and not a free man anymore. But once upon a time, in New York's jungle in a tree, before I went into the world in search of other kinds of love, nobody owned me but a cat named Sloopy. Looking back, perhaps she's been the only human thing that ever gave back love to me. Thank you very much. I mentioned a few moments ago that early in the show that I write all my own songs. Actually, on that last song, I had some very expert help from a man named Jacques Brel. This is the first song of his that I ever adapted. It was called Le Moribond. I call it Seasons in the Sun. It's the story of a man who knows he only has a few hours left to live. So he's gathered about him all the people in his life that matter most. Say goodbye to them. There aren't very many. His best friend, his father, and his wife. It's a beautiful spring afternoon. And as little by little the sun goes down, and little by little his life goes away. He says goodbye. Adieu, Emile, my trusted friend. We've known each other since we were 9 or 10. Together we climbed hills and trees, learned of love and ABCs, skinned our hearts and skinned our knees. Adieu, Emile, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that the spring is in the air, pretty girls are everywhere. Wish for me and I'll be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun. But the song and the rhyme were just seasons out of time. Adieu, Papa, please pray for me. I was the black sheep of the family. You tried to teach me right from wrong. Too much wine and too much song. Wonder how I got along. Adieu, Papa, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that the spring is in the air, little children everywhere wish for me and I'll be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun. But the wine and the song, like the seasons, have all gone. Goodbye, Francoise, my faithful wife. Without you I'd have had a lonely life. You cheated lots of times, but then I forgave you in the end, for your lover was my friend. Adieu, Francoise, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that the spring is in the air, with your lovers everywhere, just be careful, I'll be there. All our lives we had fun, we had seasons in the sun. But the stars we could reach were just starfish on the beach. Adieu. Adieu, Papa. Goodbye, Francoise. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the wine, the song, like the seasons have all gone. All our lives we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the stars we could reach were just starfish on the beach.